What is the view that Hashang represents about Yome and Yinmin being not appropriate? Is that a reference to Goramba? Tanda the Hashangi Tawachora, Yome da Yinmin Sechora. Hashangi tawa. Di magic bati gumse khares ore.
Kharesi.
Hashangi tawa yeme ge tawa ta yemin ge tawa chora. Di magic ya di khares magic bati. Ane dinde sunza di tawa de goram bata tumbe ki khares tawa indicate res.
Kharesi. 하상 그 따와디
예매다 예민 기 따와 쳐봐 디 마디바 마디바 칼레서
가서래 하상 그 따와디 여봐야 많이 매봐야 많이 세 예매매 그 따와디 지고 말이라
the Hashang view of that it is not existent and that it is also not non-existent. This view is, as stated with the question, it is not, appropriate because things that are existent is conventionally established that they are existent. If it is existent, then it negates non-existence of it. That the Hashangi Tawata, Yemegi Tawata, Yimingi Tawachara, the Matibe Gimzet Suranasu.
여봐야 많이 매봐야 많이 지나지고 말에 여봐야 임바데 타녀 비참에 두고 아래시 타녀 비참에 두고 아래시
so
타녀 비참에 두자 여봐 인상 여봐 이나 아니 매봐 남바 자고래시 여면이오데 뭔가래시
so the Hashang view is that it is not existent nor it is not non-existent. So why is this view not appropriate is because, existence is already established nominally, conventionally it is. So if it is existent, then it cuts out phenomena being not existent.
풍부미다 봐서 zemba데 zem바서 친지로도 현율의 추위 lok셰서 되바데 아니 디전에 친지로 세야데 간 초구의 친지도 되라 가르치고 하래서나 니기 된다 고란디 좋아 될때는 요거 이제 와
so
초구를 되네
so this first question is your question the Rumchi says you're probably bringing up this question with regards to the to the mode of grasping at the impermanence of the aggregates in that section of the text where you have generating of the wrong belief with regards to the Dhammakaya. Yeah.
죽을 때도 친지로도 샤바데 간데 샤고아래서나 풍부메다서 쯤바데 아니 죽을라서 친지로서 풍부메다바서 쯤바 죽을라 아니 때에 친지로도 샤데 잠바 아니 풍부메다서 쯤바데 친지로도 샤나 풍부메다바 쯤로도 현율의出现 연구래. 아 현율의出现이나 록시 연구래. 로시이나 아니 풍부미다 봐 많이 거래.
So, so in the part of the text where where the grasping at the impermanence of the aggregates is designated to be a wrong belief in the Dharmakaya. So this this wrong belief is a wrong belief in relation to the other object, the determined object. And so since this is a mistaken consciousness, so it would have to be a totally wrong consciousness, lokshe. And so so therefore, if it is a wrong consciousness, so it would have to be, it would mean that the aggregates are not impermanent.
Oh, that Pumbo Mitaba soon to Mirundi, and the Pumbo Mitaba Zimbati, and it Kasari, Tabaki, Tabadabaki, Kiki to Debati, that Chill Kaya, Yeme Dang, Yumi Kandoyan, soon to Mebagi, Deba, and the Jana Hasangi Ludan, Luz Shiva Chao, status here in Jude.
So this grasping at the impermanence of the aggregates, this grasping, then you would have to say is an obstacle to the attainment, from the Hashang's viewpoint. Then you would have to say this viewpoint is an obstacle to liberation. Because from their point of view, then if something can be reflected upon, then it has to be truly existent. If it is a point of contemplation, then it has to be something that which is truly existent. If it weren't an object of a truly existent nature, then there's no basis for contemplation. So according to this view, then if it is existent, it has to be truly existent. And from the perspective of the sutras, there is no true existence. All phenomena, do not truly exist. Dogita di chetamche tongba sungorba.
Demba yena, ani kako sere.
Chetamche.
Yena demba yogore sidi. Yena demba yogowa yena demba yena, ani demba kasore, doi kasu kapa yinzang. Ani demba yoba mare, demba meba yinzang yoba mare.
So if it is existent, then it has to be truly existent. And, true existence is negated from the perspective of the sutras. And so therefore, you would have to say that all phenomena do not truly exist. If it is non-existent, then you cannot designate the action, agent, object relationship, cause and effect relation. If it's not existent, you cannot posit these activities of action, agent, object, or cause and effect, and so therefore it is also not non-existent. What this means is that not being able to distinguish clearly truly existent and what is existent. The fault lies from not being able to distinguish clearly these two points of view. So not being able to differentiate the fault of this view comes from not being able to differentiate what is truly existent and what is what is existent, and not being able to differentiate non-true existence and totally non-existence, and not being able to differentiate between these two. It is from that you have this mistake. The other is why are all the verses of the Uttaratantra 4 lines and verse 32 7 lines? The two of the in this Quran says, "Gulame de tsawa nala shuloka sumju sonye de in the tsigashi chewata and mari shuloka kanga tsigashi chewares and shuloka sumju sonye de tsigan duin chewares kimse khares war."
대구 대조가 왕기 인기를 만도 콜레 차이 좀 자유지 말이지. 대조 특히 대조가 왕.
It must be. There isn't any major reason to it other than from the point of view of the writing that it required that extra line or two. What is the concentration called space treasure? Nampadzoge tengensis ya the carriers one. Nampadzoge tengensis. It's a particular type of concentration in the mind stream of a bodhisattva. What is concentration on the varieties of phenomena called the appearance of the profound? Tanda shirb nyungbu nala samu nawa shach chugi namba thaya bala la tengenzi ki nyamba shabala samu nawa sungu ya kimse khares
samu tongba ni na namba shaba ni yu korang samu choji namra se jidang chura se ga ma samu nawa shecha wa se ga samu tongba ni la se gi chre. So
the varieties of phenomena doesn't mean a whole lot of different types of phenomena in that, but in the context of reflecting on the varieties of the object emptiness that one is reflecting upon, the varieties of that. The varieties of phenomena in the context of the profound emptiness.
Oh yeah. How can I live in the gym? 다들 마 제가 내가 치질로 되라 두서 마 자원 그들로 와 치질로 되라 다 롱단 자와지도 마 정권에 만에 담보 되라 지단 되라 다소시 치질로 다소시 치질로 시 롱단 자와당 미다소 담바 셴바 롱단 자와 연보 롱단 자와 전에 다 숨용구도 돼라
근데스 담보디
다소시 다소 치질로도 자와 롱단 자와
So the 다소시 근데스
다바라 소와 다바단 대와당 동안라 소와 다단데 다다시요 소공 된 거 같아.
다소시디?
다소제 치질로시 롱단 자와.
So the first is the four wrong beliefs, or wrong beliefs with regards to permanence and so forth.
나 대간데스레스나 龙今天的龙的大的那了他们都看着这是那大说亲戚说形容的讲话说的当把你空都等到这个当把你空都去把了对每个吧当你到每个吧空都去把是呢当把你到完了当你到每个吧当把你而且他那边才买咸鱼了出了空都就被亲戚老那把洗大说喜欢的嘞是吧
So what are these four wrong beliefs? You know, to correct these four wrong beliefs, you know, you do not need to have the realization of emptiness to correct these four wrong beliefs. You know, with your nominal relative valid cognition, you can cut out these four wrong beliefs.
So
when you talk about a nominal valid cognition is the conventional valid cognition is usually when the object that you are analyzing is a conventional object, a relative object. So that if the object is a conventional or relative object, then you talk about the analytical consciousness being a conventional valid cognition. So, to correct these four wrong beliefs, then you do not need to have the realization of emptiness. With your conventional valid cognition, then you can cut out these wrong beliefs. For referring to holding on to what is impermanent as permanent, what is suffering as happiness, what is empty as tonga, what is empty as tonga la. Dungela de was tata. Tanta ali shidi tsama so Mitawala takwa zumata, dungewata dewa zumata.
Mizanwala tsangwa zimba. Dadu madola, dadu chuwa zimba.
Ani? Shik tsamaso. Tsamaso.
Tsamaso.
Tongata.
Midabala taba zimwa, dungala dewa zimba. Mizanwala tsangwa zimba.
Sorry. Gonda. What is impure as holding what is impure as pure, and what is not self-existent, holding it as self-existent. So, from among these four wrong beliefs, the view of holding what is not self-existent as existent, that view is related to it's a more gross form of view. It's in relation to a more coarse view.
The
emptiness and the selflessness is to do with the coarse belief in it.
Chakabo Yonzan di country Sena Tajunga Shuan Shen, Mizami Zay Soju Kangwi, Ane Kansa, mean Kansa de Tene, Kansa de any Tanda Dilla Chena, Kansa da Pombo, Ane 다분我他的把大碰碰我他的把大玩样大碰碰你我的人家有限度真吧人家有限度真吧上我他的事我太想过的他的懂我的了
懂啊in order to understand
懂我的了主要听懂我的了
you know in order to understand this point of for example with regards to the view of holding something that which is impure as pure, the empty of that, to understand that that it is empty of that purity. To understand that, then you have to. It's a little bit harder one in the context that these aggregates, which is a heap of these 36 types of impurities. These aggregates and the person being by nature, or do something separate. It's empty of that. And when we reflect on the emptiness, on what is empty of the selflessness, that selflessness is empty. When the empty refers to the empty of substantial, sufficiently being empty.
동안라 대화 좀 받아. 안에 다다 pombo我太太都马住吧了，我太太都真把他。안에人家对于这都马住吧了，这都出了真比。但真把修的亲戚老修的，当你看到马区别看啥的，真把修的现有了处于落些是多牛吧，哦。
出吧。Lokshesa totne was. Tony kondo chube. Tony kondo chube.
Tony kondo
chube. So these four wrong beliefs of grasping as something that which is impermanent as permanent, as that which is suffering as happiness, that which is selfless. As being self-existent, which basically means being, holding the self and the aggregates to be by nature separate. That's the wrong kind of the belief. And then holding at the tante misangwala tsangwa tsima de dada pumbu ngo tate bala
zimba shiduwa daba zimbi zimba chi ani ngala dawa zimba chi ta misangwala tsangwa zimba chi te den da ngo tate de shuwa zimba cha sha yin ba
okay
ni ran jia dui zhe de shuwa zimba xiu de so lo xie so xian yu le shuwa oh long ni ma duo kan sa ge kong de qu ba.
So on these four forms of grasping, grasping at impermanent as permanent, suffering as happiness, something that which is impure as pure. In this mode of grasping is the grasping in reference to holding the I and the aggregates as being separate in nature, and then the fourth form of grasping, grasping is the grasping toward a self that which is, self-sufficient and substantially existence. So these four forms of grasping are totally wrong consciousness, and to get rid of this view, or to negate this wrong consciousness, then one needn't necessarily have to realize emptiness for that, because you see, one can easily see that that one has totally that one has been totally mistaken with regards to the determined object.
난 어디 다소시 기준으로 잡아대라 룬데기 된다 시대가나 난 가서 좀 되는데 년도당 랑산제 탐제 장 년도당 랑산제 탐제 장是吧东半年级一些랑도기 얼마동와是吧랑도기 돈이 얼마동와 탐제 준비 이시기 유 안에 추구 준비 저와 타다단 자와라 아니 랑도기 마도와 다디 댐바 셴바 세데 강사 코랑기 댐바 셴바 마인바체 是吧 댐바 셴베 아니 가서래 그들의 대신 예배 아니 치지로 좋아
so the doggy sunderwa doggy lungnal 댐바 셴바 so 타마디 앉았습니다. 댐바 셴야데 가사
댐바 셴바디 가사 코랑게 댐바 셴바라 마샤바다 대신 여발을 잖네. 댐바 셴별로 여발라.
So you know, clinging these four modes of clinging to the true existence of these you know of these four ways is not designated as the person's you know clinging to this true existence, but because the person has this form of clinging to true existence. 가사 코랑기 댐바심바 가사 코랑기
댐바심바 많이 받자 그들의 대신 여발
it's not that this person is grasping at the you know at the true existence of it, but the continuum of this person has that kind of grasping at true existence.
当然，当你参谋空度马去别个年代的拉三节的日间，俺那没大巴当，俺你看说没大巴当，当面说多巴拉，日边当面说多巴拉，点把先吧，点先有啊，点把先吧，
他们
空度马去吧，马多吧
you know those that have not realized the subtle emptiness, you know, when they sort of investigate or analyze impermanence, or you know, realize the selflessness, then they have that kind of, you know, you know, the clinging to the true existence.
네 담아 되게 년도다 라산제 탐제다 동반이 이시기 동반이 또비 동반이지 이시기 랑도기 얼마동와 세디 랑도기 얼마동와 만도 년도기 돈이 참 마도와라 지금 년도 파바 돈이 무슨도 마도와라 마자바 랑도기 무슨도 마도와
So the Shravakas and the Pratyagas exalted wisdom, realizing emptiness, you know, is not it's not saying that they do not realize emptiness, but you know, but they do not realize emptiness by their own power. By their own power, rangtop, you know, self-powered, they cannot realize emptiness.
Oh, 이다 랑도지 돈용 것도 따봐 마인장, 그러와 다 가서래 돈용 것도 또장 티바 준비를 장 아무 너버 낭생기 안에 랑도지 돈이 따봐 마인바.
So in the case of the heroes and the Pratyagas, you know, by their own power, you know, they do not realize emptiness, but it doesn't mean that they do not realize emptiness. They do not have that direct realization of emptiness like the very wise or highly capable Mahayana beings who are able to realize emptiness by their own power.
근데 미다바소 덴바 다시 시와 나시에서 미다바소 덴바 쯤바 현진 원주도 추베 현지의 대상 원주도 예제메 아니 치고래 친지로바 이 샤데
미다바다
미다바다 소와 덴바 쯤비 덴바스티비 덴진 대상 원주도 요와 인상 아니 치고라가 샤바레
So because they have that grasping at the true existence, grasping at the true existence of impermanence and so forth, because they have that kind of direct form of grasping at true existence of impermanence and so forth, so we say that they have the wrong belief with regards to the Dhammakaya.
그 안에 가려서 그래서나 얘랑 다 좀반 남지 셔러지 파로도 집이 셔러지 파로로 집어 관반 매배 대우 탐바 당 대우 다탐이 파로도 집어 토비 님보 마상 와래서 봐 파로 집어
얘랑 다 좀반
얘랑 다 좀반
파로도 집어 셔리 파로 관반 매상 대부
셔러 파로 집어 관반 매배 대우 다탐바 파로도 집어기 토박이 아니 님보 마상 와래서
because the arhants, the the Shravaka and the Pratikas do not have the meditation on the perfection of wisdom, so they do not have the fruit of having gone beyond to the perfected state, because they have yet to generate the antidote. Da tamba. True self. So when you reflect on the opposite of the four wrong beliefs, the fourfold wrong belief is the opposite. There's the opposite of these four. So you have a true sense of purity, a true sense of impermanence, something that is the pure, the pure purity of the pure happiness, the pure impermanence, the pure self. You have which is the opposite of those. So when one is able to transcend these four wrong beliefs, then you attain what is known as the purity tamba, a purity of the self. So it's saying that the Shravakas and the Pratikas who have not meditated on the perfection of wisdom are unable to actualize that fruit of the purity of the self, because they have yet to generate the antidote.
Oh yeah. 이단 셔럽지 8월 침바생인데 간데질라서 거래에서나 셔럽지 8월 침바세나 동반 영모숨도 또봐 점지 셔럽지 8월 침바도 샤투고 말이야. 그러나 셔럽지 8월 침바서 동반 영모숨도 가소래 탑지 차자 준비 신비 동영모숨도 또be 셔럽지 아니 특정 밥이 주지 아니 가소래 동영모숨도 또be 셔럽지라 So
when we talk about a perfection of wisdom, one cannot say perfection of wisdom is just the direct realization of emptiness. You cannot say perfection of wisdom constitutes just the direct realization of emptiness. So what do we designate as the perfection of wisdom is the Arya Bodhisattva's direct realization of emptiness, which is supported by the method, is what constitutes the perfection of wisdom.
오야 다더니 가서래 스시념이 기념부 토배 따바도 셔봐 그봐 스시념이 그냥바 셔봐 그 따바도 셔봐를 따바 좀 봐 스시념이 있으나 스바 코아당 시와 양대녀데 아니 랑신지 동배 냠니 랑신지 동바 그봐 스시 랑신지 동바 토비 념부 토배 아니 따바도 셔봐 다반 두시비 아니 당진데 다반 두시 당진데 다 마카르서 도와체 그다지 도와체 님보
디자와드레
라
자와드레
자와마데 데코람
so the equality of samsara and nirvana is the emptiness of intrinsic existence of samsara and nirvana.
안에 두산지 살이와 스시냠니기 냠부터에 다반도 셔바 가사 직체 다 시주지 냠빈 뒤비 던데야라 중니 방자도 시신 티녀부 대완도 셔바 세가라 시주기 뒤비 던데야라 중니 세데 가상어즈 쉬와나 신신이 말이 파자지 사당 아니 사매지 레라 때네 아니 자주sem바 삼신도 코레 제와 셰바데라 던데야라 중니 데라스 그리와 다디 타살레네 자주sem바 조송 그리와
디카레스
시주지 뒤위 던데야라 중니
so you have the 12 links that are subsumed within the knowledge obstacle, the obscuration to omniscience or obscuration to knowing. So what that refers to is the grounds of the imprints of ignorance from which arises uncontaminated karmic actions, and as a result of that, the bodhisattvas intentionally take rebirth in samsara. So referring to basically referring to the pure bodhisattva grounds, pure bodhisattva bhumis.
그래서 방자 두신 티년보 권배 대화를 두시 봐지 쓰리가나 대화를 두시 티년보 권배 다 가소래 지르그 뒤비 안에 밴드야라 중니 태기년보 권배 안에 대화를 두시 봐 스게 두시다 두시 치료로 시와래 시워데 또 안에 콘 시워데 도배 강사데 뭐스 거엔 말이
두시 친출로시
근데 오라마도 직퇴사 송하다 근데 직 니와데 대체 티년보 권배 대화 두시 봐
티년보고마 so 시드기 되게 던데야라
중니 방자를 두시신 시드기 야라 시드기 년보 집에 던데야라 중니 티기 년보 권배 안에 장대 다다 시긴 안에 대화를 두시 봐
대화 두시 봐 so those who are able to generate the antidote to the 12 links that are subsumed under the knowledge obstacle. So, abandoning those 12 links that are subsumed within the knowledge obstacles, and of these who are able to abandon this through generating the antidote have overcome that one form, that a second type of mistaken, that second form of the mistaken way of discrimination, which is holding that which is 상대
따다시 야
상대 따다스는
상관을 장원 좀 봐. 아니 미다바다 따바 좀 봐. 동안라 대화 좀 봐세요. 근데 네 대화 두셔 봐 대체.
대화를 두셔.
대화 두셔 봐. 된다. 티년보 대화 두셔 봐.
대화 두셔 봐. So it's one way of abandoning those those types of four forms of mistaken, modes of grasping. So in this case, then it is particularly to do with by abandoning these 12 links that are subsumed within these knowledge obstacles, then one comes to realize the true happiness, the actual happiness, not the previously, the mistaken form, which is holding on to what in fact is suffering as happiness. But by being able to generate the antidote and abandon the 12 links that are subsumed within the knowledge obstacle, then one actualizes what is the pure happiness.
Ani trawa namba jazam ani cheji nelu tang rangshin tadu rawa kansa tang da trawa namba jazam de namba jaba de tongni de ani chen namji nelu tang ani rangshin tadu basina tongba ni kondu chibe ani dadu dushawa
Dikotsumasu.
No. Kansada Chujita, Kansada Chujita, Joa number Chasm.
I'm not following. I can't read and listen both. So Kansage.
Kansada Chujita, Joa number Jab.
So kind of cutting out all the elaborations of the self and phenomena, the conceptual elaborations of self and phenomena. And then realizing by cutting out the elaborations, conceptual elaborations of the self and phenomena, then by this mere cutting of all of these elaborations, conceptual elaborations of self and phenomena, then one sees the ultimate mode or the final nature of how things exist. And in understanding how things really exist, the final mode of existence of phenomena, then dadu dushevas.
Dadu dushevas.
Dadu dushevas.
Dadu dusheva.
Dushevas.
Dushena dushe sejuan. Dushevas na dushi. Suji pumbu choya pumbu dushi pumbu se dusheva.
And then dadu dusheva, one has come to recognize what the self is.
Oh, that is Rashinji Joa number tabala. Rashinji number tabala, Rashinji Joa number tabala, Gosumji Pacha, Panjan Dusheba. Gosumji Gone, Tarkas Lunga Gilesha, Pacha de Panjan Dusheve, Zawan Dushe. So with regards to all the elaborations of self and others, and with regards to the imprints of the body, speech, and mind, when one comes to know what is to be abandoned of this, then one has recognized. What is the purity? Oh yeah, that Teta Kansa Dusikana, Taban Dushevi, Chinchilotang. Kastaban Dushevi, Semjans, that Dushevi, Semjans to Shaguad, Kangala Semjan Rechani. Sishinyami to Nyembo Sheve, Taban Dushevi, Semjan. Number 12. She did do it, and they are not Junior G. 来军队那些钱啊，
So having the what it means to have the understanding of the recognition.
这些年米的年不特别大半都写比身间。
So you have the equality of the. The sentient beings who are able to generate the understanding of the recognition of the equality of samsara and nirvana.
等你习主席准备等这样了，就你帮家都写信，是吧？你提年不关白，台湾都写比身间。
So having the understanding of the recognition of the abandonment of the 12 links that are subsumed within the knowledge obstacle and obscuration knowledge, and through generating the antidote, then actualizing that pure happiness.
等你看啥子确实大概做啊，哪怕家长确实难路当。你看说的让心态度都控制区别，大多都写比看上，是不是
？So by being able to cut out all the elaborations of a person and phenomena, and by coming to recognize the ultimate mode of existence, final mode of existence, then this is what constitutes the recognition of the self.
他就说那些让心经哪怕他把那我说的爬家、绑架都写白，是吧？早晚都写白，早晚都写比什么钱
？So something that with regards to what is naturally pure, then having having the understanding of the recognition to abandon the imprints of the three doors is the recognition of what is the purity.
那都是西村庄，西村庄，西村庄的。那听着我的了，那也个大半都是话了，说话亲戚了，空都写吧嘛，看上大了也个，按你看说的，没大把了，大半都写吧，没上完了，上完都写吧，东岸人的话这吧，大都没把了，大都真把了，说话亲戚了，空都写吧在当，明着话就听他写是吧？
So what is being stated here is something which is totally apart or different from what was previously stated with our wrong beliefs of holding impermanent as permanent, impure as pure, suffering as happiness, and what is not self-existent as existence. So a completely different perspective to these.
但对于看说的，都写完了，亲戚空都写把没人，积极的在他空都去把结尾赛影响那是，他什么讲的写的了，空都去把结尾赛影响那是，今天民族讲团民族王的是，他空都写比大亲戚老把得当，他的那个俺的亲戚老写把的民族讲，俺的团民族王的是。空都写把给大亲戚老把得当，他的你那个是写把给亲戚老的，你我的民族那样团大马中把的是。
So the previously stated views of holding impermanent as permanent, this previously stated viewpoint, and this in this context we are talking about the purity of these four, the purity of these four states. So these four, as previously stated and stated here, even though it's the same name or same term being used, in meaning they are completely different.
가르스레에서는 지시시비 취주구이 연den지 안에 바로 침반 디시니 와 바로 침반 디시 장와당 다바당 담바 다장와당 다바당 다당 대위 바로도 침반 디시니 디시워데 와 디시워니 매와당 셰랍당 띵에진당 님보다 님지침보다 제비 아니 규시 림기 아니 샤마타비 샤마타비 들어와 다들 공도 해야 돼 디샤레스 샤마타비 제위 고름란 도데 리바차오스
So you know the knowledge of these recognition that we just talked about, the understanding of these are the qualities of the Tathagata's Dhammakaya. You know, when we talk about the pure happiness, the purity, and the impermanence, these things that we are talking about. What we are talking now is talking about it in the context of the fruits or the results that have come about due to the causes of having generated devotion to the minor teachings and what are the other four causes? Wisdom, concentration. So due to these four previous causes, then these results have happened. So therefore, we say that these four things, in name is the same, but in meaning it is different, because in meaning what we are talking about is the results that have come about through the application of the four antidotes.
다 근데스레 샤마타비 도이드 값수 취주고 따바타비 파도 침바 취고 따바타비 파도 침바.
So so how this is so is that the Dhammakaya is the purity of the permanence. It's a tapatambe parolda chimba is the gone beyond state, is the perfection of the pure permanence, Dhammakaya.
아니 취주고 따바타비 파도 침바. 아니 대위 파도도 침바.
And then you were talking about the perfection of happiness, purity of happiness.
아니 다그 파도도 침바.
The perfection of the self.
어쩌이 파도도 침바 오시비.
And the perfection of the purity.
대위 고름다 대련 도디 아니 다 간도 가로서 매와단 셰랍단 띵이디단 인제단 첨보단 유이 고름단 침부tum바데 다 원하셔 그 말이지.
So this sequence is being presented to concord with this sequence of the causes that generated these, meaning the aspiration to the minor dharma, the wisdom, the concentration, and the great compassion.
얘다 장이 파로도 침바다 디 추구 답이 파로 침바 내가 샤와라 다 뒤에 거른다 매봐 유이 거른다 tum바 댄지 장바 장와 담비 파로도 침바디 티바 침비 매위 주다 자디 샤
단지디 귤라테니 거린데 말했은 거
말했어 다지 다중이 자주 되잖아
근데 거린데
다 된다지 다중이 되는 거 되면 추구 내가 샤야 돼 노가 샤야 돼.
I made a mistake. When you first present, the Dhammakaya as the perfection of the purity of permanence, that sequence, and then the perfection of happiness and perfection of self. This sequence does not coincide with the causes, with the four causes.
나 단데 가르쳐고 그랬잖아. 장와 탑에 파도를 침바디 티바 침비 최 매윈 규단자디 셰. 다 담비 파로를 침바데 셰럽 곰비 제우 땜바.
So, for these four perfections to sort of coincide with the cause, then you have to say, the perfection of purity corresponds to the cause of the devotion to the Maya and Dharma. The perfection of the self is a result of the perfection of wisdom.
Yes, one.
It's tanda and that tampe parod is the result of having meditated on the wisdom. That tampe parod chimba, the perfection of the self, which is the the pure self, is the result of the having meditated on the wisdom. And the perfection of the perfection of happiness, which is the pure happiness, is the result of having trained in the concentration. And the perfection of permanence is the result of having meditated of compassion. So the chenche. The chenche.
아니 드바 식당 아니 드바 대다기 강사다 드바 된지 강사당 아니 드비 년보당 아니 드바데 공발라 되네 드부시 강다 강 토바티 드부 강다 공바티기 다도 셰거래
So
강다 철라 콘도 다다당 세드와 소외 동아 지지당 심전 텐라 데미지 said that
so the reason why we say the perfection of the purity corresponds to its cause, cause being the devotion to the Maya and the Dharma and all the causes included within that. Why we say that is because this antidote, the devotion to the Maya and Dharma and all the causes subsumed within it, what does it act as an antidote on? Is that it acts as an antidote to the to our feeling very hostile towards the Dharma, having great desire, like the four obscurations that we were talking about earlier. So you have these four types of obscurations, and the persons, the individuals who have these four types of individuals, and such as where is that particular verse? Wait, I have a completely different. So enmity towards the Dharma, a view asserting as an existing self, a fear of samsaras, fear of samsaras, and neglect of the welfare of fellow sentient beings. So these are like the 4 obscurations. And then the individuals who are the bearer of such 4 obscurations are like those who have great desire, and the titikas, the shravakas, and pratikas, like that. You have the 4. So as one generates the antidote, meditates on the antidotes, then one achieves the result of these 4 states, the perfection of the purity, the perfection of the self, like that.
That ani sibi talungwa, shivi talungwa, sibi talungwa delala che ani ni che yuwa, da yung kondu shaba na shi sibi talungwa dang, shivi talungwa, nyerani dang, ani sibi talungwa dejen dang mudiba, dunzo tu denji kansa de chen.
So individuals who are the bearer of these 4 types of obscurations then fall into the extremes of samsara and nirvana. Those that fall into the extreme of samsara are those whose minds have great desire, and the titikas fall into the extreme of samsara, and then the shravakas and the pratikas fall into the extreme of nirvana.
Ani karere sana dribi nyembo dela tojo labe saben shera dang seegi mewa dang shera dang ani dingi dindang inje chimbo gombala dene ani da kasura zangwa tabi paru chimba de tokure sta di o teda ani kondu chimba la dene zangwa tabi paru chimba de da tusi zangwa tabi paru chimba de yu
So what are the antidotes to these obscurations? The antidotes to these obscurations are devotion to the minor dharma, our meditation, the wisdom, the concentration, the great compassion. Our meditation on these 4 are the antidotes to these 4 obscurations, and through generating the antidote through our meditation, then we are able to attain the pure purity, which is the perfection of purity.
O Jubashaba Telatana Sigre Sumai. That Dijela, Tabatami Paro de Chimbati. Tabatami Paro de Chimbatella. Ani Dakar Uji Tenda Databi Turn Cherashaba Yongo down. Tabatam Uji Tenda Carre Sana. That's such a new Pumbong Awata Tala Kansata Chiji Datu Tangade Sule Sana. Mudiba, Shem Mudiba Taki, Yaba Mayimbala, Datu Majubala, Datu Zimba, Omba Gawa, Datu Majubala, Datu Zimba, Omba Gawa Tele, Done. O Kansada, Pumbo, Rashiji Truba, Duzamba Meba, Musum to Tobi, Sheraji Pado to Chimba, Gomba Le. Debu kare yongre sana kansa dan chuji dagi jowa tataki yimbi ani tendabi chijugu sanje gu chugu databi paru chimbadeta ani tokres.
So then the next one, with regards to the attainment of the perfection of the pure self, of the Dhamma pure self. So this. How this is attained is through cutting out all of the conceptual elaborations of the truly existence, self, and phenomena. Right? these aggregates, these contaminated appropriate aggregates of the self and phenomena, which are beholden as being truly existent, as in the views of the Titakas and so forth. When one is able to cut through all the conceptual elaborations of this true existence, then one is able to attain the Dhammakaya, which is the equivalent to the perfection of the pure self.
가사다 취지 다도 따와 무디와 타기 안에 가사게 다도 예바 민발라 나도 좀 엄바 가와게 치지로 tel라 도네
So all this mistaken viewpoints, such as that of the Titikas, who grasp at the self-existence of the self of a person, the self-existence of the self of phenomena. So such as these Titikas, who are very happy to hold on to such modes of grasping, then when one is able to cut out or negate all these types of mistaken viewpoints.
아니 가사를 보고랑 신주가 두자 매봐 도나 들으시고 하래요. 가서래 무디 위에 다도 좀 받텔라 도네. 아니 가사다 풍보랑 신매봐 무슨도 또 비셔러지 파로도 침바 또는 무슨도 비셔러지 파도 침바 공발래 탈을 아니 가사다 쉬지 다기 임비 아니 가서래 추구 타투바 아니 산적이 추구대 토바 이장 아니 추구 다탑이 바로 치바 토바 스던다 또래
So these forms of grasping at the self of a person, grasping at the self of an aggregate, which does not holding on what does not in fact inherently exist, grasping at it as being truly existent. When one is able to reverse oneself from these modes of grasping and realize that they do not, self and phenomena does not intrinsically exist or inherently exist, when one is able to generate that kind of mind of directly realizing emptiness, the perfection of wisdom, wherein which one has totally isolated the self and phenomena to be from a state of being truly existent. One has isolated it, extracted it from that. Then one attains, the Dhammakaya, the state of the Dhammakaya of a Buddha.
다 담바그 된다. 수도 해야 되다. 내 사제들아 다 담바기 된 처라도 잡아 아세를 다 담바데 간데지라서 그래서나 다다 지원하시래. 무디바 현 탐자니 무디바가니 수라 소바 담바 추바당. 가사 담바 추바당. 가사 라완도 추바. 라완도 추바 티 라신 마인비기 아니 오 된주도开봐. 라완도 추바 티 라신 마인바기 오 된주기 다도 开봐 라. 그러면 된주도 开봐 라. 대다게 지다 다도 숨이 오데 아니 대다게 숨하다 매봐. 대다게 숨하데 루와데. 그러면 루와다 댐비실. 루와다 댐비실 그냥 추와다 댐바. 그 숨하나디 되라 미네바 인자 루와다 댐비실 시간.
So to specifically to understand what is the meaning of the pure self is how this is explained is in the context of what it isn't. So it's saying like in the case of the Tirthakas, who hold on to form and phenomena as being, truly existent. A person being independently existent, what in fact does not inherently exist, but they hold on to all functioning entities as being truly existence. And just as how they grasp onto, just as how the mode in which, or in the manner in which they grasp a true existence, the way in which they are grasping a true existence, in that way it does not exist at all. And so since it does not exist, but they are grasping the mode in which they are grasping, then it's completely, mistaken, completely fallible. So since this mode of grasping is completely fallible and mistaken, then it says that so for all times, forever, then self and phenomena, do not truly exist.
지다와 침비 이시기 아니 지다를 습이 다음에데 아니 가소래 다음에데 습반 나신 아니 최남지 랑신 테를 추바 밀루와다 담바 임바나 아니 데라 다 가소래 내루다 다 탐바신 내루 탐바 내루다 랑신 다니도 되도서 다테 디시시 지다와 첨비 예시기 안에 가려서로 지다와신도 첨비 아니 내루 타도데 아니 밀루와다 담바인자 스바나시 밀루와다 담바레스 안에 되었다나.
So in the case of the Tathagatas, who have that kind of pure view, then their exalted wisdom, that knows phenomena correctly, then see the selflessness of phenomena. That phenomena, does not exist by way of its own nature, and so that exalted knower, knowing correctly, then their knowledge accords with the mode of existence of how things actually exist.
인자 밀루와다 내가 인자 뒤탐제도 아니 최남지 내루 타도당 랑신당 최남지 아니 랑신 타도당 최디 다 가소래 랑기 오 당니데 랑신지 마주용 오래 성원
랑신다 당니데 So therefore, their exalted knower that knows correctly is something that which is infallible, and so how they see phenomena, is in their final nature, in their ultimate mode of existence, and that is that that phenomena does not inherently exist in its by way of its own nature. Ranshinda da kamata.
밀루와다 담바 인자 뒤탐제도 내루 타도당 아니 최대기 랑신 타도당 최대기 단이 타도도 되기래.
So because that exalted knower, knowing correctly, is infallible, so it knows the ultimate mode of existence, knows the ultimate nature of phenomena, knows the ultimate self of that phenomena.
Oh yeah, that is that 되게 다 탐바사야지. 아니
When we talk about the pure self, then it basically is talking about emptiness. When we talk about the perfection of the pure self, then we are talking about the exalted knower that has realized emptiness.
이나 가사단 나기 저와 남바 제잠지 아니 내로 타도데 아니 시다와 침비 이시시비 시다와 시바 나시 미루가다 담바 인장 텐드라와데 따뜻되게 가소래 슈고다 답이 바로 침바 샤고를 마도 가사단 취지 다음에 가소래 다음에 가서를 취지 다음에 봐니 네 다도 채와 다도 가사다 취지 다음에 봐 다도 채와 주바랑의 땅의 땅이写下来 미스바 셔와 차오스다 주바랑의 텐단데 봐 주바랑 와라 더 텐단데 봐 주바랑 와라 더 봐데 담 미스바데 셔와 차오스디 가자 제잠지 아니 내로 타도 되라 다담 봐 샤고를 마도 텐단데 봐라 아니 가서 주바랑 라왕완 가자 잡아라 마더바게 아니 두바라오 마더바데 시에잖아 미스바데
빠뺑을 못해 빠뺑을 봐
나
빠뺑을 못
나오면 두바라오 가자 잡아라 마더바게 가자 잡zam지라 마더바게 아니 두바라오 마더바데 시에잖아 미스바데
나 담배
더바데 대 론주바게 송가 론주바데 시리
가득 냈어.
오케이. 그냥 도부와기. 해도 좀 남아도 노용도.
스스로서 지수에. So in understanding what is the the perfection of the pure self, which is the Dhammakaya, how that is explained of is as being the the cutting out of all the conceptual elaborations of the self and phenomena, and which the know which is able to cut out all the elaborations of self and phenomena is that exalted knower that knows phenomena exactly for what it is. So that kind of exalted knower, knowing correctly, is an infallible kind of knower, is an infallible knower. So that is designated as the Dhammakaya, the Dhamma, the perfection of wisdom of the pure self. So basic tanda gacha che samla sunate kandes
그냥 전남바기 가자 잡아라 마더바 두바랑 전담담바 생각해서나 가자 잡아라 마더바기 아니 두바랑 와지라 돼데 아니 제자를 미스버레스
so according to Kunken
당의 기타지 당을 다 손셔
according to Kunken Jonamba, then what is absolute, what is an ultimate truth, is just the mere negation of the. It's just a mere negation. Gacha chesam, what is understood to be an ultimate truth is just an absolute truth is that which is just a mere negation of the object of negation. Mere negation of the object of negation, and not something that which is independently established. An ultimate truth, is not something that which is independently established. So there is no such thing as a self, which is a functioning entity as well as something that which is permanent.
아니
Papa Mobo. Si. Just not a mere elimination of the object of negation, but tanda kunken jonambe sumbati tendam tembati gacha chesam
gacha pala matoba tuba rawan wa ki tangu tu gorwa ta di mares di kap chita no
di kap kita mares
di mares gares na da dambe 파도 심바 생게 된다 콘도 샤바 난시 전에 시자 가서리 가자 남바 제zam지 저와 메가 치다와데 또비 아니 이 치다와 또비 이시 데라스 약거 말해 디 시용이 다 매바세야 돼 아니 가자 저와 나 저와 다 세야 돼 가자 저 다라 샤네 가자 다데 매바
가자 다 매바
가자 다 매바 어디 가자 다 매바 가자 저 동동바 니레스 가자 저바 넘바 제바 그 매가
tanda kransne dube rawanwe ge dade
duba rawanwe tandam dangwe donggendi kunja chonam ba
so according to Kunkan Jonangpa, then they establish an independently established self or person. Duba rawanwe khasasne da
masamare duba rawanwe tandam demba singade gaja namba chabala mede bagi ani duba rawanwe tangwe donggendi kunja chonam bi de garwa.
So according to the Kunkan Jonangpa system, then ultimate truth is not just a mere negation of the object of negation, but they assert an ultimate truth which is established independently.
It's a self which is a permanent entity.
That rawanwa smuresa.
That's mare.
No, not.
Tandam demba.
We are talking about ultimate truth.
duba rawanwa la dobani gawares kaza di shejal misibare shejal misiba koran ki tangu ki dajide koran ki tabang ki tangu ki dajide
Yeah, they establish their belief of what is ultimately existent is something that which is, independently established. Rawanwa da takpachi dugoris.
duba rawanwa yimba ane tango yimba duba rawanwa yimba
that which is independent, permanent, and a functioning entity at the same time. Tanda kunche chonambe lugla.
내시 최 덴바 주와 연나 믹스 rumale 덴바 주와 가양 미네비 수지 덴동 저자라 내와 전에 다 도커랑 가수송하레스 내시 최 덴바 주와 연나 체메 믹스 rumale 아니 덴바 주와 가라양 미네비 수지 아니 덴동 저자라 내와 스캅디 다담바 So in
the sutras it says that if there is a true existence then it should be observed by a valid mind. And so since it is not there at all, so it is completely without any of the, if it existed, then it should be observed by a valid mind. But since it is not there, so it is free of all the elaborations of true existence. So this is an illustration of what is the pure self. So the Buddha's exalted knower, knowing things correctly, when this knower observes, then it observes that there is no self, there is no such thing as a self of a person. What it observes is only selflessness. Sangye jitawaya sikwe ishe dege
dameba la sawa shebare dame gacha jezamji ani dame tela sawa sheba shindu.
So that knower knows very clearly only selflessness, which is the mere negation of the object of refutation.
인간 다 답이 천시대를 가르쳐고래 가르쳐고서나 가사당 다기 저와 나바 제점대 샤고래.
So what is used as an example for the pure self, Daktamba, is that mere negation of the elaboration of conceptual elaboration of self and of person and phenomena.
다 대마인바기 아니 전화바 코랑기 주바라왕위 땅을란 더바니 아니 라니 현디 따와라 콤바 슉체베 아니 치지라게 다 콤바 슉체베 치지라게 다라 엄바 셴바라 내루지 된도바 더바. 그래서
No,
되게 가르쳐 그랬으나 나 답이 팔팔로 침바데 가르래서나 가자 남바 제점지 매저와 매가데라 샤고래 샤바데라 와 다테마인바기 주바라와 위 땅을 더바데 전항아라니다 주바라와 땅을 더바니 라니 현디 따와라 콤바 슉체베 왕그레스.
So what is illustrated or given as an example for the pure self is just that non-affirming negation, of self and phenomena. That is the example for the pure self. So for Kunkenjonamba and all to designate the existence of a self, that which is independent and permanent, is because of being so strongly familiar with their own viewpoint, that it is because of that they have such a mistaken view.
현대 따와라 콤바 슉체베 아니 치지로기 달라 몸바 셴베 아니 셴바라 친지라게 달라 온바 셴바라 내루지 된 또바되바데 아니 땡지지 아니 줄라마 잔데기 아니 같이 做 셔바 샤고 그래 송한다.
So because of this strong habit of clinging to this kind of mistaken I, so on our part, what we need to understand is that to understand the ultimate mode of existence, to realize the ultimate mode of existence, then one should know that this mistaken I that has been that is clinged on to is an I that is to be negated.
아니 저와디 가서 주바라왕 그 땅을 치기도 당 다면이라 치기 되대 아니 단지 때나 시에서 그래
고네순다 고네순다
자 뒤라마 잔데라 따위 채나 와
사월때 되가
따위 채나 타두로서 와미나
할르서 메나
맨지 와래
다투라
他有说呀，没给，要不马东啊那些，他都是说没那没切了，面的说没那没切了，俺你咱这的了也不对当，俺你主把这往回来大把的切都大没来切把的，俺你多了3个月在新个的送过的，在出动动过的。
So there is a datura plant that if you take this plant, apparently it helps you to see very clearly. So like
It's a
hallucinogen.
hallucinogen.
Alle de mendige mi ya utung maresungwe.
다들 서와 미나니.
라.
다들 서와 미나.
서와 미나.
미나 서와 미나 다 야부 다스. 다들 서라 그거만.
If you didn't take that plant, if you haven't taken that hallucinogen, then look at the text. Very you can see very clearly, whether it is which view stands correctly. The Kunken Jonamba's view of an I, which is independent, permanent, or as stated in the sutras, the selfless.
다 되어라. 대화 탑이 파로도 침바 써야 되라. 장화제. 다 된다. 대화 탑이 파로도 침바 써야 돼. 대화 탑이 파로도 침비 된다데 말이 바자지 세. 사단 사매기 내라 때네. 아니 이지랑신지 류장 세배 세바 빵배 아니 사바매비 대화. So
when talking about the perfection of the the purity of happiness, then that that refers to the bodhisattva, the pure bodhisattva grounds of wherein which you just have the imprints of the ignorance, and then the uncontaminated karma, and can just mari phachage sadne and samegi leta
mari phachage sadang samegi lela tene ani khasore
yigi ranshin
miji ranshin gi lü jang sabar pambe
on the grounds of the imprints of the ignorance, you generate uncontaminated karma, and have you take on bodies which are known as mental bodies, bodies in the nature, mental bodies, and then the exhaustion, the exhaustion of all of these is what is referred to as the perfection of the purity of happiness.
他得下小的，
所以查色穷的。
他等着养就同个生意啊。
So tomorrow there'll be more
你的买的得行
clarifications.
嘛？西北极修行没道人，日绕灵犀你的肩膀的上界心多灭的。也诸贵能大心拉觉报修一，我若这那面这拉高尼亚的没。